Solving horse problems, traumas, and behaviours. As a soul whisperer, I've been working with horses for quite a long time now, especially with my work in Ireland. And a lot of people will contact me when they're having problems with the horses. And so this is sort of like a basic guide for those that are finding it difficult to find why a horse acts a certain way. Now, you have to really take into account that traumas, or how the horse is being trained, or such things like the foal being taken away from the mother too early. There's so many different scenarios that could be the reason why the horse is behaving the way it is. And so to understand this, it's about to find the connection. And this is where I come in. Because a lot of the cases I can trace the behavior, or I can trace the situation back to a trauma or a picture that's shown to me of what happened to the horse. And so by taking away that picture or helping the horse to let go of that scenario means that the horse will lose that behavior. Now, the fascinating stuff that I found was that it's not just the DNA of the horse, but you can go back to the past life of the horse. Yes, horses have past lives as well. And so what happened in a past life could also be affecting or give me a sign of what's going on in this life. Just to give you an example of a problem, not to do with past life, but of a problem, was that a lady said to me that a horse bolted. She was going on these fox hunts, but obviously there wasn't foxes. It was basically the local people had all got together, and when it came to certain places or whatever, the horse would just bolt, and she couldn't work out what was happening, and the horse seemed to not like her as much as it used to. And so we got into the scenario. So first of all, I tried to trace why the horse was bolting. And it came to light that when she pulled on the left-hand side for the horse, when she started to pull on the reins, mostly on the left-hand side, the horse would bolt. So when we traced the picture back to the scenario, we'd found that the horse had actually been caught in barbed wire with the previous owner. And so every time she pulled on that, just the image alone brought back the pain to the horse. And so the horse just went for it to go. Also, which she was amazed about, also once I cleared that out, was that we went to see the horse, and the horse was right over the far side. And she says, he does this to me. He won't come to me. And I says, well, that's strange. So he's obviously upset with you about something. So anyway, so I spoke like I do. I imagine speaking to the horse and asked the horse that the owner wants to help and wants to heal and blah, blah, blah. And would it allow me to do that? And the horse picked his ears up, which was a sign to me that he was listening and that my, saying to my mind was working. And then the horse came over. And she was just amazed at this. She'd never known him to come over at all. And so when I communicated with the horse was upset that she'd sold the horse before, which she admitted. She said that she had. She sold the horse due to the fact that he was marvellous at dressage and everything. He was probably the best horse, but she had to get rid of him because she didn't need him for what she wanted to do. And then she regretted it so much that she bought him back because she wanted her son to be able to enjoy and have as much fun, and this was the best horse. So when I explained that to the horse, that he's not going to be sent away again, and he's not going to be ill-treated, the horse came around, and that he was actually there for a purpose, the horse changed. And she was amazed at this. And she said, is there anything else that I can help the horse? So I spoke to the horse, and the horse said it misses going down the dunes. Was it the downs? Sorry. And I said to her, "What's the downs?" And she says, "Oh, that's a place that we used to go bareback riding, and we used to go all around the hills and enjoy." And I said, "Well, he misses that." She says, "Well, I don't know whether I can do it without a saddle, but I might have a go." And the last talking to her, she told me how the horse was so much better. It came up to her, how the behaviour was different, and also it didn't bolt off anymore. So, like I said to you, you've got to find the story out. You've got to find, and also the part where it goes into the past life is quite interesting. That because of a trauma in a past life, like in humans as well, could affect the horse as well, the way it behaves. I mean, they were showing me pictures in some horses I worked with where they used to use fire to make the horse go backwards. And so, you know, all these different methods that's used to make the horse can also produce a trauma in the horse. So if your horse has got problems, then you need to find out what it is. What is, you know, luckily I can trace the image to find out the story and then help the horse relieve the story so that it's like your own. If you, like a quick example here, this is how it sort of works. Imagine all the times, but think of a thing that really winds you up or really gets to you, yeah? Now, imagine all those times that you have been wound up by that scenario or situation. And it often is a programming from your childhood. So, you know, for example, you hate people teasing you or blaming you for stuff. Then if you ask for all the pictures of the lifetime where you were teased or blamed for something, or you blamed other people for something, put them up on the wall, and then imagine them all being exploded away. These are actually attached to scenarios and situations and pictures of your life. Then what you do is you can get into the 3 or 4 major pictures where you can really feel it on the body. That's what we call a programming, because it's attached to the body. It's a lesson to let go and free yourself. And then you go into the 3 or 4 pictures that are so hard, and you forgive yourself for holding on to these experiences or creating these experiences through this childhood programming, and you feel the pain and you let go. And it's a way of the body knowing it's letting go of the pain that you've felt and all the negativity, because it's too much negativity which is causing the insecurities in the bodies and stuff like that. And then often when you've taken all that away, you get back to the programming which is in childhood from 0 to 7, where we're pure and we put programs in to learn lessons in life. And then once you find that scenario or situation, you set it free, which is the same of doing with the horse. Once you find where the original subconscious programming comes from, or the lesson or the trauma or the problem comes from, then once you can relieve that, and once they know the story and able to let go of that, then, but with the horse, you just try and take the picture away and make it feel better that, you know, that's not going to happen again, or blah, 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 whatever sort of thing. And then you set the horse free, or you set the person free. So it's quite marvellous. So problems can come in many ways to do with horses. And the horses are just as tuned in as us, and so easily pick up on our emotions of how we're feeling as well. So if you're not feeling right with the horse will know. If you're frightened again on the horse will know. If the horse doesn't want to saddle on its back, it could be for a reason. I had one scenario where the horse didn't want to get on its back because it scared a child, and so it thought that it would have the child on its back, but that was to do with actually a fear from before, and it wasn't the horse's actual fault, but it didn't want to recreate that trauma that happened where the person fell off the horse because they hadn't done something right with the saddle or whatever. So, you know, there's so many different things to look for. And what I love about channeling or the soul whisperer part is I really don't know about horses. So when I tell these people who are experts in horses stuff, and they know what I mean, even though it's probably not the word or the right word of saying and stuff like that, they're amazed that I know about that sort of stuff. And that's because of what I'm being told or what I'm being shown, or whatever it is that's their thing. So, put unconditional love into a horse will help neutralise the negativity. Support and love the horse. Get into nature yourself, which means then you can connect on more of a soul-to-soul level with the horse. I mean, we did a course on healing, and we brought everybody down to a yard, and 2 horses stood there for an hour and a half, 2 hours, letting everybody heal the horse. And it was all because we put ourselves in nature and put the horse in nature, and the owners were amazed. They've never known the horses to stand there for so long, and their behaviour was incredible. And it's because you're linking then on more of a soul-to-soul or an energy. It's no longer that they're just trying to please you, or they're just trying to do what you want, or whatever. They're meeting you on an equal level and an equal connection. And that's what it's all about. Once you learn to truly have connection with your horse and become one with the horse, and this is what I teach a lot of the riders in Ireland who raise horses and stuff. That when they become one with the horse, there's no longer then the horse feels that it has the support of the rider, and so it will allow, when the right time, if the person will allow it to be who it is, which often racehorses just want to fly. They just want to, and so when they're always being restricted or held back or stopped because the rider is frightened that they will get away from them, then they lose that connection. But when they realise that they become one with the horse, and the horse supports them and they support the horse, all of a sudden both can fly and feel good, and it's an amazing experience. I'm being told by the riders that when they become one with the horse, and other people notice, and they're amazed, and they want to know how the person has done it, and they don't know that they've been working with a soul whisperer to help the connection between the horse and the person. Because once you get that connection, then the horse trusts you and you trust the horse. You can do some amazing things. So I hope this has given you a bit of insight into dealing with problems and traumas. And if you want any help, please do contact.